Hi, everybody, and welcome back from spring break. I hope that whatever you were able to do during break, whether it was pick up extra shifts at work or at least maybe sleep in a little bit more, I hope you were able to catch a little bit of a break or catch up or whatever that meant for you. So, welcome back. It is week 10. That means we only have 6 weeks left. I know that might sound like a lot, but I guarantee it. I guarantee it. These next 6 weeks are going to go by so fast. It always does in spring, after spring break. It feels like it takes forever and ever for spring break to get here. And then once it does, man, it goes so fast to the end of the year. We're going to blink and then it will be a mid-May, we'll be done. I know it may not feel that way, but believe me, it goes very quickly. So what I'm going to do is just kind of give you a quick overview of where we're headed in week 10, what you can expect, and kind of what your due dates are. All right. So week 10, this week we have two primary goals, and that is revision of essay number 1. That is due by today. I met with several folks on the very first Monday of spring break. I met with a bunch of you preceding break about revising essay number 1. So make sure that you kind of follow the guidelines that I've explained in this page here about what the steps are, what you need to do to revise essay number 1. The other thing is essay number 2 rough draft is due today. Now my goal is to get that turned around to you as soon as I can. So I will be working on that. As soon as you see your points come up in Canvas, then that means that you've got feedback on your Google Doc. So as soon as you see that being graded, then you'll know that I've given you feedback in Canvas. So that's our primary goal. Once you get your rough draft back, then your goal is to revise, right? You have essay number 2 due next week. And so the goal for you is once you get the feedback, feel free to conference with me if you would like, but start working on revising essay number 2. And really that's the focus for this week. There's no more content. The only actual content that you have is more about how to do the outside research. So remember that you have one outside source that is a requirement for this essay. You need to use course material also, but you have one outside source that is a requirement. So what I have done in your module here is I've given you some pages for how to use the LMC database. In particular, we have some new databases that I think are actually really interesting, and especially when it comes to what's going on with cancel culture, and even to some extent what has happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock, and the cancel culture. I've even heard some conversations about that already. So for those of you who are talking about cancel culture and free speech, you might have some really current information to add if you choose. At any rate, part of what you need to do this week is do that research for your outside source. You'll see that there's a discussion here for researching your outside source, and you can kind of post that. This will also give you an opportunity to kind of see what other folks are writing about and share resources, right? You have a writing territory due this week, and really that's pretty much it. So the goal here today, Monday, is to get your rough draft in and turned in. I will be working as fast as I can to get that turned around to you. And then while that's happening, research your outside source. So that way, when you do get your essay back, you can think about how you want to revise it and incorporate that outside research into your essay. There is one thing that I do want to make a specific mention to. One of the things that I did over break was caught up on the grading, obviously. And in doing that, I realized that there are folks in the class who are copying and pasting other people's discussion posts. So a few things about that. First, I have put in a new, I guess it's like an added layer. I don't even know what I would call it. Security, I guess. But you can't put in like a period or a space and then go back in and edit it. When you are posting to your discussion board, you need to post once, and then you can go back in and you can reply. The second thing is that For the folks who have been doing that, I have submitted their information to the Dean of Student Services as a violation of academic integrity. Um, that is so frustrating to me. And I feel like I need to vocalize that because it was more than one person who I identified. You know, part of what I'm doing in this class is trying to build a class that is more student-centered and student-focused, and there's a lot of opportunities on these discussion boards to learn from each other and to share your resources, because in a classroom that is essentially what we would do. But to have folks kind of copy and paste from each other, that's deceitful, and that is not the idea of a student focus or a student center, right? That's basically claiming someone else's work as your own. And so, I think I just needed to kind of air that I'm aware of it. It has been taken care of as far as I'm concerned. If it looks like the problem is going to continue, then I will stop the discussion boards and put something else in place that will not be as malleable, I guess, as the discussion boards. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But I just wanted to let you know that that's something that I was aware of and saddened by, frustrated by. As a teacher, it's really super frustrating when I catch students. Okay, so I don't want to end it on a downer note, but I just wanted you to be aware that I'm aware of it. So that's it for this week. Rough draft week, research. I do have some funky hours this week. I will not be in town on Thursday and Friday, so I've shifted my evening hours to Tuesday. There's a squirrel. And I have conferences also throughout the day on Wednesday. So conference with me early and often, and then feel free to go ahead and grab a conference for next week if you are thinking that you want to meet again. That's it. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to reading your drafts.